If you're anything like me, you might find it hard to get excited about IT governance. I tend to picture someone who sits at a desk all day and just tells me no every time I'm trying to do something with technology. At its worst, that can be the case, but at its best, IT governance is really about allowing an organization to get access to the best technology available to help them move the mission forward while managing risks. That's it. And artificial intelligence is not immune to the need for governance. The field of AI governance is still growing though, and there's a lot of areas that have not been fully fleshed out and have not been evaluated to understand the full scope of their risk. When you think about what we're doing with artificial intelligence, we're handing decision-making capabilities over to a machine that historically have always been in the hands of a human. Now, we have ways and mechanisms of putting governance in place in order to protect people from making bad decisions and putting decision trees in place to make sure that there's a chain of command or authority before really important things happen. With machines, there's no standard yet to make that happen. We need to be able to trust the models that we're using for artificial intelligence. We need to know where they came from. We need to know how they're being used, who's using them, and ultimately what impacts they're making on the various missions that we're all responsible for. In short, artificial intelligence needs more governance than any other modern technology at our disposal. But that technology is so advanced that these governance capabilities are not easy to find. At Modzy, we recognize all of these challenges, all of the risks associated with deploying AI across a risk of high importance missions, life-saving stuff. And we built into our platform from the very beginning a set of governance capabilities designed to help an organization proactively manage the risk associated with using artificial intelligence. That falls into really three categories for us. One is about AI model legacy information. We want to provide experts all of the information they need to know about where a model has been, how it was trained, and how best to use it in the future. This includes information about training data, validation information so that you can assess if this model was tested in such a way that it's going to work well against your data. We provide detailed information about scenarios where the model will perform very well and information to let you know where it may have weaknesses. All of this is really important for governance because if you choose the wrong model for the use case you're trying to address, you're not going to get the results that you need and ultimately mistakes can be made. The second area of AI governance that we're focused on is just model use management. It's really important for an organization, a CISO, a CIO, a CDO, to have a bird's eye view of all the AI capabilities at disposal of the entire organization. So that means providing a detailed summary of all the AI offerings that can be run at an enterprise level, who's using those models, what data sets they're being run against, and what scenarios those answers are being used to drive. All of that becomes really important when you start looking at risks like insider threat, where there may be an adversary inside of your organization misusing this technology. So providing this horizontal view of all of the AI usage across an enterprise really helps minimize and mitigate that risk. And finally, the third area is in advanced AI security. Modzy has been working on developing a set of capabilities in adversarial defense that takes traditional application security to another level. AI models uniquely are positioned in such a way that they're at risk of certain types of attacks. They're not a risk in really any other area in the IT enterprise. These adversaries can essentially create these really sophisticated attacks that trick models into making mistakes. It's a huge risk for an organization that's using AI for something like medical care. So to protect our models from that, we've developed two different approaches that allow us to screen input data in order to identify data that might be tampered with, and also a hardening mechanism that makes our models much more difficult to trick into making wrong decisions. All of this is just the beginning. Ultimately, AI governance is going to enable all of us to use AI in a more safe, ethical, and secure manner, and that's good for business.